Try Hard is presented in Hawaii by OC16. 100% original, 100% local.
Runners High, located in Aiea, is your one-stop shop for footwear, apparel, and accessories. Come in for excellent customer service, quality products, and extensive advice on improving your running performance or tips on getting started. Whether it's custom-made orthotic insoles or just the right shoes to better your step, you can find it at Runners High, located in the same parking lot as Dixie Grill in Aiea. Call or come in today. Runners High, Hawaii's complete store for runners.
ITMB, Island Triathlon and Bike, is Hawaii's first and finest triathlon shop. Visit us in Kapahulu for all your cycling and triathlon needs. We are a full-service bike shop for all types of bikes, for all types of cyclists. ITMB's friendly and knowledgeable staff will help you find the right bike for you. Come by for a tune-up, some hot new clothing, or just to talk story about the next big event. ITMB, celebrating swim, bike, run, and fun since 1984.
My name is Tim Marr. I was born and raised here in Hawaii. I've traveled around the world competing in triathlons as a professional for the past 6 years. Not only do I want to help promote this growing sport, I also believe in living a healthy and active lifestyle. I swim, I bike, I run. This is my world. Growing up in Mililani was fun. My parents brought me up doing all sorts of different sports, soccer, swimming. Swimming was the first sport that we did, and we go running and hiking, and we just do all sorts of fun things.
He swam from the time he was 6 years old. He loved to surf and bodyboard, but if we didn't go to swim practice, he didn't go bodyboarding that weekend.
We'd all pile into the car with my dad, and he would take us up there, and regardless of the size of the surf, he would try to get us to go out. So there were some pretty scary days where I was pretty young and I probably didn't really belong out there, but every kid, you know, that grows up on Oahu, especially near the North Shore, always dreams of being a pro surfer, a pro bodyboarder. And I had that dream too, so it was such a priority, you know. All day I thought about the waves, I thought about how fun it was gonna be, and you know, I was always driven to get out there and surf in the funnest waves, dangerous waves, whatever I could, you know. Luckily I grew up swimming, so my dad had me swimming a lot when I was a kid, which really paid off because I was really comfortable in the ocean and really comfortable in dangerous waves. I tried not to skip too much school, but once in a while it came down to that when the waves were that good. Even the lifeguards sometimes would come paddle up to me and tell me, "Hey Tim," because they knew my dad, and they would kick me out of the water and tell me to go back to school. That was kind of some funny times growing up.
Tim and my other son Chris and I think are very close. I was fortunate enough to work for Seating County as a paramedic and was able to do midnight shifts as my primary shift, so I would always be home during the day, and we did everything, you know, hike, swam, practices, so I consider my relationship with both Tim and Chris real close.
My first experience with triathlon was Iron Kids. Growing up, my dad had us swimming and running around the fields and riding bikes. I used to ride a big wheel as a kid. I used to run away from home on my big wheel and just go on little adventures. So that was my first experience with my long bike rides. I was probably about 2 years old. And slowly, you know, I started riding a bike and playing soccer, and we'd go swimming. And as I got age of about, I can't even remember exactly, but probably around 8, 9 years old, this series called Iron Kids started up in Hawaii, and my dad dragged me out there to Barber's Point, I remember it was at, and some really fun little short cakey races, and it was good fun, you know. We'd go out there and just go for it. And I remember taking it pretty serious and thinking I was in this huge event and, you know, really, really going for it. And if my dad would, you know, laugh or, you know, make trouble to me, I'd get all upset because I thought I was a champion out there, even though it was probably the funniest thing in the world to watch. But I remember it, I remember loving it, and I'm glad it's actually still around. That's great that the kids have that same experience now that I had when I was young. My dad, growing up, did triathlons mostly when I was a real young child, basically a baby. You know, I hear stories about when I was not even 1 year old that he did the second Ironman on Oahu.
Competing in the early Ironman races, for the majority of us, it was just the challenge of getting through the distance. I knew how to train for swimming a little bit. I actually was primarily a surfer, but liked to do the open water ocean swims. Running, my wife was a really good runner locally, and so I'd run with her. As far as bicycling, I had no idea of how to train on the bike. Just go out and ride a bike. That's about all I did.
As a kid, I'm not sure if I ever thought I'd try to be a professional triathlete. I don't think so. I enjoyed being outdoors and having fun, but I didn't really think of myself as trying to become this big pro triathlete. My dad, growing up, you know, watching him do the races and then going over to the Big Island, watching the Ironman with him and seeing how much he admired the professional athletes, that stuck with me, and I started to admire him just like he did. And I think that ingrained something in me. And, you know, when I got a little older and realized, you know what, I could become a professional triathlete, I think having that childhood helped motivate me to get out there and work hard and become a professional. I walk in the Boca and there's a girl riding a stationary bike on one of the trainers in this little side room, and I just paused and was like, who is that?
all the Jillians is wild, and I'm feeling like Gilligan. I'm finna hit an island, just sit right. Wi-Fi zone, got my eyes wide, local as a Wi-Fi though, but this ain't no 5-0. I don't mess with the oink, oink.
Good morning, baby.
Tees, every fit for your style.
Triathlon to me is it's a fun way to live life. You know, it's 3 sports I love. I love the ocean. I love the beauty of the ocean. I love swimming and just being, you know, out there, and then biking is so cool, you know, being in nature and going hard and really pushing the body to its limits. And the part I don't necessarily love running that much, but I love running when the body is already maxed out and it's really pushing yourself to your absolute limit. And I never feel more alive than when I'm out there trying to get through the last 6 miles of an Ironman. That to me, there's nothing funner than that. So that's the adventure of triathlon, and just being out there in those elements and just living a healthy life. You only get one body, so why not see what it can do? One day I came back from Australia and I had just done this long couple of races in a row, and I was kind of bored actually. And I decided to go down to Boca, Hawaii, just to hang out with the boys. Some of my friends are gonna be down there, so I just decided to go hang out. I walk into Boca and there's a girl riding a stationary bike on one of the trainers in this little side room, and I just paused and was like, who is that?
And then a group of guys came, like all fun and nice, good-looking guys. I was like, whoa, this island's fun.
And basically all of my friends surrounded her and started talking at 100 miles an hour. And I just sat there and I couldn't even get a word in. So
all the guys came and talked with me, asked my name, what I'm doing here. And this one was just like in the background. I see him look at me sometimes, but he never came to talk with me.
We all left and went upstairs, and they're all like, Tim, what are you doing? You should be hitting on that girl downstairs. And I was like, man, if you guys just gave me a second, I totally would have.
And then later we did a workout, a turbo training, and it was like me and 15 guys doing this workout.
I only did the workout just because I knew she was gonna do the workout. I was sitting there doing this workout thinking, what am I doing? I just came back from like doing an Ironman last week, but I just did the workout just because I knew she was gonna be in there. She was new to the islands and didn't know, where to swim and bike and run, and she really wanted to get into triathlon. So I was like, oh, I'm the right guy for that job.
And then he was doing a great job taking me around the island and swimming and being super nice, but I really wanted to be by myself. That was the plan. But it didn't happen because he was like too nice and too perfect. And I always want to be around him too. So then
slowly I chased her around and convinced her that she should marry me. It took a lot of work though.
Just a couple months later, we got married, and now it's almost 4 years, and it feels like that it's new still.
This is Timothy Marr. Timothy Marr across that finish line at 1:45 in a few seconds here. It's 1:46, just past the chute. Timothy Marr with a great time. That beats last year's record.
Feeling it from last week, racing in California, so you know, it's hard work. So yeah, my run, I wanted to get out there and blaze this run, and after the first mile, I was like, uh-oh, calf sore, a little tightness here and there, couldn't get into a rhythm, and I knew I was just gonna have to run steady and just hang strong rather than really try to push it. But I really had fun out there. I loved this race, and it was good fun.
Give her a big round of applause, give her a big cheer. Number 5, ladies and gentlemen, Marianne Marr is the first female finisher in today's 10-man triathlon. Congratulations, Marianne.
You know, both me and my wife won the Tin Man. It was a fun experience. You know, it's a great race. You know, living in Hawaii, that's probably our biggest race. You know, it's real prestigious. It's been around for, you know, a lot of years. So that was a special day. We had a lot of fun. But at the end of the day, I realized that, you know, I'm chasing a world title. And sometimes I have to concentrate on a little bigger races and longer races like the Ironman distance. But, you know, I love coming home to the state and racing local races and promoting the sport locally. But at the same time, I'm trying to represent Hawaii and try to win on the biggest stages as well. I started coaching back in the first year. I started to take triathlon really serious and decided to try to become a professional. I had met Raul Boca, and he helped guide me in my training, and at the same time he was running these clinics, and he told me this is a great way for me to earn an income and at the same time be able to, you know, train basically full time. You know, let's just play it safe. It's a beautiful day. Is the wind south? Does anyone know? Is it south? It's south.
I know my story about my doors is windy.
Yeah, so you know, the wind's a little different. It's gonna be at our back on the way out, and it's gonna be at our face on the way back. So it's gonna be the complete opposite. But that's kind of nice, you know. That'll be kind of nice, a change. Yeah, it's a rare wind, I know. It's not just, you know, coaching an athlete. It's basically everyone becomes like this friendship, and we all bond, and you know, a lot of people start hanging out outside of triathlons and cycling as well, and I really enjoyed that fact of sharing, you know, getting ready for an event with a group of people and helping guide them and helping them try to, you know, achieve their personal goals towards that race. And that whole development of a 3-month period of how coaching works it's really great. You know, the people involved in the sport are so nice, and everybody's really caring and happy, and we all share that same passion towards the sport and towards achieving, you know, whatever goal that we have.
His coaching has helped me a lot. Some people are familiar with my Kona experience in 2009. He coached me after that and brought me back to finish Western Australia, Ironman 6 weeks later at 14:30. And then I stuck with Tim, and he coached and helped me get to Cozumel Ironman, which I just finished, and I had an hour PR at that race. So Tim has made a difference really in his spirit and his support, and how much I know that he cares and pays attention to what I need.
His coaching has definitely helped me. It has shown me that I can do much more than I thought I was capable of, and has allowed me to really set some goals for myself that I never thought I would accomplish, but I know now with his support and with his coaching that I can do. I can finish.
I started coaching more and more, and just a few years ago I started my own clinic, and now I have a little clinic that gears up towards the half Ironman in Hawaii and random races. Last year we did Ironman Western Australia together. That was a really fun event. We all got ready, and you know, when I'm the coach and you know, I feel responsible for guiding them and getting them to to that start line, you know, ready to go. And it was really amazing experience to get a whole group ready for an Ironman. Being a pro triathlete is sometimes tough because you're so self-absorbed, and it's really, you know, everything's basically about you. And what I really like about coaching is that it branches you out and it brings you back down to reality where, hey, there's all these other people that do the sport, and you know, it basically brings balance into my life. Coaching is something I'm real passionate about.
I'll end up doing 15 200s in the end, which is 3,000, so that was 1,000 warm-up. No, so it'll be about around 5K. All right, I'll get started.
Runner's High, located in Aiea, is your one-stop shop for footwear, apparel, and accessories. Come in for excellent customer service, quality products, and extensive advice on improving your running performance or tips on getting started. Whether it's custom-made orthotic insoles or just the right shoes to better your step, you can find it at Runner's High, located in the same parking lot as Dixie Grill in Aiea. Call or come in today. Runner's High, Hawaii's complete store for runners.
ITMB, Island Triathlon and Bike, is Hawaii's first and finest triathlon shop. Visit us in Kapahulu for all your cycling and triathlon needs. We are a full-service bike shop for all types of bikes, for all types of cyclists. ITMB's friendly and knowledgeable staff will help you find the right bike for you. Come by for a tune-up, some hot new clothing, or just to talk story about the next big event. ITMB, celebrating swim, bike, run, and fun since 1984.
Planning your next getaway will make the newly renovated Maui Beach Hotel your choice of stay. Located on the shores of Kahului Bay, just minutes from the airport and walking distance to Queen Ka'ahumanu Center. Free parking, free shuttle service to and from the airport, free use of our fitness center, and free high-speed internet. For more information, find us on the web at mauibeachhotel.net. Maui Beach Hotel, where a leisurely getaway becomes a timeless experience on Maui.
Training in triathlon involves, of course, swimming, biking, and running, and you got to be balanced in all three sports. With swim training, you know, you want to balance out between the pool and the ocean. I do about 70% of my swimming in the pool and about 30% in the ocean. The pool is an honest, measured distance and doesn't change with tide or wind, so that one tells you exactly where you're at. And so you need to do your intervals. You do short ones, 100 meters, 200 meters, all the way up to 400 or 500 meters. And it really gives you a gauge of where you're at when you're getting ready for a race.
I'll end up doing 15 200s in the end, which is 3,000, so that was 1,000 warm-up. No, so it'll be about around 5K.
So you're looking at the clock?
Yeah, I look at the clock the whole time. I'm gonna do 200s at 4 on 240, 3 on 220, 230, 2 on 220, 1 on 210. So that's the set that I'm gonna do right now. And then I'm gonna use 5 200s on 230 using the pool buoy and paddles at the end. Just to work on strength at the end. All right, I'll get started.
Most of the ocean swimming I do would be the longer stuff, which really will dictate how fit I am going into a race. My favorite place to do a long swim workout is Ala Moana, and going from white pole to white pole is 500 meters. And I love to just charge back and forth. And I'll do anywhere from all the way up to a 5,000 meter workout, so 3.1 miles of swimming in Ala Moana. And I'll do that at least once a week there, maybe even twice a week. So that's definitely one of my favorite workouts, is hitting Ala Moana for some long, hard swimming. Biking can take up some serious time, you know, anywhere from 15 to 25 hours a week. Especially when I travel to an outer island, I'll really put in some serious miles. Here I'll try and still get some pretty long miles, and you mix it up where you ride, you know, on flat ground at a steady, easy pace. You ride on flat ground doing real hard intervals. Some of us really like to train on the east side of the island because there's no stoplights. And we'll do some intervals on our time trial triathlon bikes, and we'll go from anywhere from 15-20 minute intervals, where we'll go back and forth, riding at a real hard effort. We like to do it together to keep each other really motivated and keep the pace really high. One of my favorite training partners is Ray Brust. He's a real talented cyclist. He's been here for years, and you'll typically see us on some Tuesday mornings in Tantalus, and some Thursdays sometimes we'll head out to the east side, or you know, we'll just train in different locations. And on Sundays we'll do long rides around the island. You know, that's a typical Sundays.
Yeah, he's a great training partner. He always makes me ride harder because I try to drop him or put him in a little bit of hurt, so it makes me work harder too. Yeah, it's a good training partner. If I can just get him to show up on time for some of the workouts, it'd be perfect.
Kualoa is a spot that we like to really do some hard intervals, and we'll head back and forth out there for 15 to 20 minutes, and it's, you know, some non-stop, you know, beautiful terrain out there. I'm banking on this. I'm hoping all this pays off.
Only Wonder Woman's cool enough to put sunscreen on Tim Marr.
Thank you.
Wonder Woman.
You know, I still want to win every race I do. I don't like losing.
Man, thought I had you, dude.